Okay, this is GodCon. This is Archangel Michael, the seventh son. A little beat up, a little raped, murdered a few times. So are some of my brothers and sisters. Down here in Tapachula, Mexico, we're trying to get this worked out with Satan and his crew. Lucy and the Scarlet Diamonds. If you see the reference to Tommy in the movie Tommy by the Who, you see Lucy and the Scarlet Diamonds. That's Lucifer and the Diamond Dogs, or David Bowie's Diamond Dogs. They're the ones that cut with knives and stuff a lot, just to basically put fear and terror into people. They kill with guns and bombs and stuff through appropriations and stuff, like 3-month-old kids that they're saying are threatening to swim up beaches on the American coast. Basically do a 9/11 attack. Well, the 9/11 attack, I've got two references that are basically called the Judy Fisher file from White City, London, where they staged a little process meeting before they bombed New York. And we got a lot of names, numbers, and all sorts of stuff. Don't we, Satan? So if you want to know something, I'm 007. It ain't no joke. There's only one credit card in the world with 007 on it. And you see it right there. That's a security number. I don't have macro vision, but you'll see that's three. That's 2 zeros and a 7. See if I'm coming to focus. That's the security number on my Bank of America credit card. That right there. That was put $5,000 on it in the CREEP program, the network CREEP program in the United States. That's who I am, Michael Allen Kurtz. Guess what Michael stands for? Michael with the intellect of Christ, heaven's first for everlasting life. Allen stands for Alpha, love all nations. That's the supreme judge of all nations. I got proof I'm Supreme Judge of all nations, and that Alice in Wonderland basically defines that I'm innocent for the rape of Kenny Bennett in the Bethesda nursing home in Lincoln, Nebraska in 1988. And also the rapes of my sisters and brothers that the network CREEP program people basically accuse me of. So when this gets out on all over the world, YouTube, we're going to basically put some French, Spanish, and everything else we can get it in. So if you get this, copy it, make whatever you can. I don't know how you can download it. Copy it with a video recorder and put it on mogulis.com. On mogulis.com, I got mogulis.com/Brave New World. Get the word out. Because these people have got me on an electronic hostage situation. I died. 6.7 billion people died. I got proof I'm Archangel Michael with a bloodline, a DNA, a family tree, the Bible. I deciphered Revelations. It's a crystal set. That's what it is. Revelations are 144,000. It's 144,000 megahertz, and it's a crystal set design. All the stones in the Bible, crystallite, amethyst, emerald, sapphire, Christophase, all that. That's all part of a crystal set, radio, to control the human anatomy. That's the device that Satan and his bros are basically using to kill people. They're using them in all the Masonic lodges. Most Masonic lodges are now on our side. But the Roundhouse Masons, which Roundhouse stands for slaughterhouse, which they decide on who gets to be. That's the God, the implied God of man. That idiot basically was telling people what their lot in life was going to be if they're going to be a big movie star or whatever. They say, well, you got some tax to pay, and then the CREEP program or whatever. What it was if they played the ball, the movie stars and rock and rollers, to play along to make this work, they got to be a part of the program. They got to make big money. They got to have a nice life. But if they didn't play along, they got bounced. Or if they found out it was a war with Jesus Christ and on Jesus Christ's side, then it's basically a war against Jesus Christ and them. So some of the people in the media aren't on this implied God of the network side, but they're the ones with the slammer ability. Even the religious people, all the Jews, the Muslims, the Christians, everybody's in together. They bombed Tapachula, Mexico because of the Monarchs football team. Project Monarch was signed by LBJ because JFK got murdered, and they were going to murder some more politicians. My brother's JFK, James Francis Kurtz, got murdered after an hour old in Omaha, Nebraska. He's the firstborn boy. I'm the seventh son, seventh child, named Michael the Archangel. JFK's my brother. John F. Kennedy dies 2 years later, on the 23rd of November. 2 months later, on January 7th, I'm born in 1964. JFK Jr. dies in a plane crash. I'm an aircraft mechanic license, and he died with his girlfriend, blonde girlfriend. My ex-wife is blonde, Terry. JFK Jr., my nickname's Junior to some rock and rollers and some movie stars. They call me Junie on the network. I'm Junie. I'm her boyfriend, and she basically calls me Junie. Junior, and my dad was Junior. John Anton Kurtz is my dad, his dad. My dad was pulled off the street, put an MK Ultra at like the age of 7 or 8. He was basically matched up with my mom. It's called MK Ultra. It's Nazis from Nazi Germany. Roundhouse Masons are Nazis. They're not sanctioned Masons. That way, if it goes down, the Masons can't really prosecute them in the Masonic orders, but they can, because we don't care. As long as they said they were Masons, we can basically cut them up and rip them to pieces for what they've done. This guy named BW on the network ripped this little girl part named Nittany. It's in the Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Cabaron. It's about Cabaron, Cabaron. It's about Nittany, the little girl they cut up and made evidence against me with a guy named Howard and a guy named Jim from Austin, Texas. These guys basically set me up to try and get me put in prison. I'm missing some brothers and sisters, some nieces, nephews. I got all sorts of family missing. Word of the bloodline, the Ball family, which is related to Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska. I was born in Omaha, raised in Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, which they made fun of me, called me George something. I don't know what it was. These guys are all my family tree. So is Da Vinci, Beethoven, King David, Moses, Noah. We're the family bloodline, the Jesus Christ family bloodline. And that's the Holy Grail. It's the bloodline. The chalice is the metaphor the chalice is the receptor of the metaphor, and basically you drink, and water is knowledge. So anybody the only person that can drink from the chalice is the only person referenced that can understand the Bible. I deciphered Revelations. It's a crystal set. 144,000 stands for megahertz. It's a radio set, radio frequency. It was a tool to fix the human race. Satan, who's basically insane, needs to go to the insane asylum with all its nutty Nazi, Nazai, no, Zion. Zai means Zai is everything in ancient Hebrew, which means God. God is everything. Zai. So when they start figuring this stuff out, no, or Nazai means no Zion, Antichrist, anti-God. Christ means anointed, the anointed one. Christ, Jesus Christ, God of gods, the anointed, Son of God, God. Jesus is the Son of God. So, as God in human form, then that is what it means to be the Son of God. God in human form is the Son of God. So, the Son of God is God in human form. Son, the enlightenment, the light, the knowledge. The double-edged sword is the knowledge and the communication. And also the written word and the understanding of the between the line sublime. In Mark 14:13, there's a reference to the network and how Jesus was in charge of the network. So, if you look at the Jehovah's Witness Bible, which is one of the best translations, Jehovah, 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 Ah is a reference to God. Vo, Jehovah, or Hov is of, and Jah is God. God of gods, Jehovah, Jehovah. So that is part of the package. Look at the other videos and you'll see the proof. I've been beat down, I've been raped. The Kenny Bennett rape is in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a handicapped kid. They took my body over. They do it with this like voodoo, crystal set, mind control crap. There's a police officer in Austin, Texas, who had me detained like 2 or 3 times, named John from Lathol. Governor Rick Perry of Texas is in on it. We think Governor Perry's got like 7 rapes and 36 murders. They were killing people for probate in all sorts of cases in Austin, Texas, and the network. Stay tuned for more channels or for more information.